Blogging is a form of content creation that became popular in the mid-2010s. Traditional bloggers, people who write short articles on a variety of topics, have seen their readership grow exponentially since then. By 2022, it's estimated that there will be 21.9 million American adults between the ages of 18 and 49 who use blogging platforms like Blogger, WordPress, and Medium to create content. Why it's easy to understand why so many people are experimenting with blogging. It's not as easy to track what type of content is gaining popularity and why. Here, we highlight some blogging trends that will emerge over the next few years and show you how to position yourself to take advantage of them. If you want to save some time on writing optimized blog posts, use SEO, text editor, you can find link in description. Personal branding. The most recognizable faces in the blogging world are definitely not journalists or news anchors. They are entertainers, influencers, and generally well-known personalities who are known for their work outside of the media world. In the past, it was common for columnists, other celebrities, opinion leaders, and other prominent people to use their platforms to promote a particular product or service. Today, however, they're much more focused on informing readers about various topics, including themselves. They may even engage their readers in a way that makes them want to learn more about the topic. The rise of personal brand bloggers can be attributed to the success of influential figures. Since then, more and more people have been inspired by influencers and have followed his lead to establish themselves as thought leaders in their industry. This type of content is popular not only because it provides insight into the personal life of the subject matter expert, but also because it encourages people to look at the blogger in a different way. In an age where influencers are paid to promote a brand or service, personal branding bloggers can exist quite comfortably without even paying for marketing materials. Even if you do not get paid directly for creating such content, you can use your personal brand to inform and entertain your audience, while encouraging them to learn more about your industry. Once you have established yourself as an expert in your field, you can use your platform to promote the latest products and services that you believe will benefit your audience. Creative nonfiction is one of the main features of many blogs that were founded in the 2010s. Generally, creative nonfiction is about bringing elements of creative writing into journalism to create an original work that is essentially a blend of both. It is therefore often associated with blog content that is both informative and entertaining. It is important to note that while the term creative nonfiction can be quite broad, it does not always mean that the content is artistic or literary in nature. Creative nonfiction is often used to describe content that is based on true stories and events and is intended to provide a special experience for the reader. If you want to stay relevant as a journalist in the digital age, you should get into the habit of producing creative nonfiction for your blog, because it's a great way to do it. If you want to be taken seriously as a journalist, producing creative nonfiction for your blog is a great way to do that. In the 2020 edition of the famous newspaper, it was found that while most blogger content is fact-based, 10% is classified as creative nonfiction. Even more impressive, 18% of all content the famous newspaper examined was classified as both fact-based and creative fiction. This mix of fact and fiction makes for compelling reading that may even get readers thinking about the topic in a completely different way. Narratives. Blogs emerged in the 2010s as a form of content primarily intended for reading on cell phones. A key differentiator between blogs and other traditional news publications is that many blogs actively engage with their audience by telling compelling stories about the topic they are covering. These stories are called narrative short pieces of content that often contain elements of journalism and fiction, and they can be both informative and entertaining. Blogs can cover a wide range of topics. Therefore, it's important that you find a way to connect with your audience and keep their attention. One of the best ways to do this is through compelling narratives that make for an exciting and engaging reading experience. As a journalist, if you want to better understand the content your audience wants to read, creating compelling narratives for your blog is a great way to do that. In recent years, the number of people reading content on cell phones has overtaken the number reading content on desktop computers. As a result, more and more journalists are turning to storytelling to engage and hopefully persuade their audiences. Growth hacks. In the past, journalists often reached for the printed newspaper to find out what's new and what the latest news is. In the modern era, journalists are turning to the internet for news tips and to see what other publications are covering. One of the reasons for this change is that traditional news publications do not have the same level of engagement with their audience that bloggers do. In the coming years, you will see more and more journalists and bloggers experimenting with growth hacks. These involve getting creative with the way content is displayed and shared to maximize their reach and hopefully audience engagement. Growth hacks are often used to supplement a blog's regular content with additional stories often on the same topic, that are meant to be more interesting and exciting to readers. If you want to stay relevant as a journalist in the digital age, experimenting with growth hacks to improve the way you distribute content is a great way to do so. If you want to be taken seriously as a journalist, experimenting with growth hacks to improve the way you share content is a great way to do it. In the coming years, as more and more people get their news from the internet, the importance of a well-designed blogs will only increase. The rise of influencers is another interesting development that you will see in the coming years. Although the term influencer does not seem to be clearly defined, it basically refers to a person who is famous or well-known because they influence others to buy products or services they promote. The most famous faces in the world of influencer marketing who use their platforms to promote a variety of products, including clothing and makeup. Because influencers are often both famous and well-connected, they can often secure discounted prices and special offers on the products they promote. In the coming years, you'll see a number of well-known influencers taking advantage of these promotional offers and regularly creating content, often for free, to build their audience. If you're a product or service manufacturer looking to gain popularity, securing the services of an influencer to promote your product or service is a great way to do so, especially if you compare them with a celebrity. While traditional journalists write about the topics they are most familiar with, influencers often promote a brand or service they are not directly affiliated with. Video content is on the rise. Blogs first became popular as a source of text content that could be read on cell phones. As more people turn to digital media for their news and entertainment, video content is expected to become one of the most important content types on blogs in the coming years. Since the rise of TikTok and its many imitators, everyone has figured out how to create video content and use social media to distribute their videos. Blogs that incorporate video content into their design usually do so with the goal of entertaining or informing their audience. While text content attracts more attention on social media platforms, video content has unique benefits that can attract an audience that would not normally visit a blog. If you want to see more videos like this, click like and hit subscribe button. The more time you invest in your blog post or video, post the higher chance to make it better. Try to optimize text of your content by using SEO content editors. Happy blogging.